Chinese electric cars at one point were largely synonymous with small and inexpensive vehicles. But just in the past 12 months, local EV makers in the country have started repositioning themselves for the premium EV market. And it's safe to say that they are doing an exceptional job at it. So much so that they are at risk of destroying US automakers if they even plan on entering the American EV market. The rise of Chinese cars is truly commendable. They are so cheap and offer so many features at a high quality that they are essentially destroying competition in not only mainland China, but also in Europe and potentially even in America, something the government doesn't want to see happen. The average cost of an electric car in America, for example, is $53,000 US. And just yesterday, BYD unveiled their first hybrid electric car with 2,100 kilometers of range, which translates into 1,200 miles. And what's the price tag for that vehicle? Just under $15,000 US. This is a vehicle the size of a Tesla Model 3, but with features and a powertrain that completely throws that vehicle out of the water. It's no surprise that the Biden administration wants to impose 100% tariffs on Chinese imports, as they would completely destroy jobs from American OEMs in the country. The United States is and should be scared of what's coming from China, similar to how in the 1960s Japanese OEMs like Toyota and Nissan entered the US market and completely dominated the compact and fuel-efficient segments. China is coming for the throne of General Motors, Stellantis, and Ford when it comes to electric cars. And this time in the mix, even Tesla is at risk of being dethroned as the number one electric vehicle company. If you thought Tesla was vertically integrated, BYD is twice as integrated in China, where making batteries and solar panels is as cheap as it can get anywhere in the world. It's a good thing we don't have something like the BYD Seal 06 cell in America, because it would make Tesla bankrupt on many levels. At a starting price of just $20,000, the BYD Seal destroys the Toyota RAV4 Hybrid, which is one of the best-selling SUVs in the country, and even the Tesla Model Y on paper on essentially every metric. Yeah, sure, hybrids might not be the most ecologically favorable solution in the long term, but at least in the short term, as consumers care much more about range anxiety and practicality, they make a lot of sense. For those not ready to transition to the fully electric ecosystem, BYD has a product offering of hybrids that offer exceptional product definition and range. Whereas for people who are ready to dive into electric vehicles, the company makes sure it offers the right price in a competitive market by offering a vehicle that starts at just $10,000 called the Seagull. And because of dwindling sales by US OEMs in the luxury and SUV markets in China, the company is also capitalizing on the opportunity for premium performance vehicles as well as full-size SUVs, so that the company can make sure it has most of the market segments covered from China. Not only has the country surged to become the world's biggest car exporter, but market share by foreign OEMs in the country is starting to get squeezed significantly. Not only has Volkswagen decided to significantly reduce its investment in internal combustion engines in the country due to dwindling sales, But the company is now investing in local Chinese startups like Xpeng Motors to save grace in the highly competitive market of China. As a matter of fact, BMW and Mercedes are seeing their shipments fall drastically year over year, which poses a significant risk to Europe adding potential tariffs on Chinese imports. These German companies still have a significant amount of exports they do in China for the more niche markets, and a lot of their supply chain is heavily dependent on the country. So Europe can't just add a 100% tariff on any one of these companies, as there could be significant retaliation from the Chinese government, as already seen by the recent rumor of a 25% tariff on large-engined luxury vehicles. And simply the fact that the US is already trying to add tariffs to Chinese products that basically don't even exist in the country yet shows you just how much of a threat products and companies in the country pose to American OEMs. Now, certainly there are a lot of nuances in this approach. We don't know how cheap cars are going to fare in the United States, where people are much more interested in features and luxury than having stripped down economy cars. Additionally, although BYD already sells batteries as well as buses in the United States, the company has no plans on entering the country anytime soon, as mentioned by the CEO earlier this year. This means although this tariff news is certainly a stirring the pot situation in the short term, at least for the next few years, this isn't really going to have a major effect on US EV sales, and the current trend we're seeing with domination from the likes of Tesla and the Hyundai Motor Group is certainly going to continue. But nevertheless, the recent product launches from BYD go to show that China isn't just copying and pasting technology and leveraging IQ from foreign OEMs. Instead, there is a significant and a real technological edge, as well as pricing and manufacturing edge these companies have that can potentially overthrow other OEMs across the world. This is certainly a very interesting development, and it'll be exciting to see how this plays out over the next few years. So make sure to let me know your thoughts on the situation down in the comments section below. But as usual, folks, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.